Playing for Somerset, Ian Botham announced his presence on the cricket stage on the 12th of June 1974. He was 18 years old, facing a fearsome bowling attack, and his side was under pressure.
It was Hampshire against Somerset. I think it was a quarter-final. Andy Roberts bowled me a bouncer. Well, you know, I was a little boy from Yeovil Town. I hadn't seen anything like this. And Andy came steaming in, bounced me, and I thought for a moment of stupidity, actually I think for a split second or a thousandth of a second, thought about hooking it. But then instinct and common sense took over, and I ended up defending myself. And the ball hit me here, went on and grazed my, a little cut up here, nothing serious, and 2 teeth out here and 2 on the recoil this side. It was quite a bang. Actually, it probably did me a lot of good because I think I was probably concussed and went on and got the runs.
Despite the blood and smashed teeth, Botham stayed at the crease to make 45 not out, win the game and start the legend.
Well, my first recollections of Botham were before he was even picked for England. He was out in Melbourne during the centenary test match on an ESO scholarship. They quickly stopped their sponsorship of cricket after Ian's involvement with them in Melbourne. And he was meant to be helping out in the dressing room. Benson and Hedges, the sponsors of the centenary test match, had 500 bats, no less, that we had to sign during the game. And his job with Graham Stevenson, the former Yorkshire bowler, was to get us lot to sign these bats. But you'd come into the dressing room in the morning and Ian would be curled up in the corner asleep, having been out all night on the Terps. So we knew what we were letting ourselves in for when he finally made the England side in 1977.
Botham played his first Test match in 1977 and made an impact from day one.
I said then that this lad will go on and put his name in the record books, yes. But I'd also said that before he played his first Test, because I'd seen him play a few games, quite a few I'd umpired when he played for Somerset. And I said then that this kid were going to go all the way.
And he's bowling, first ball, his first wicket in Test match cricket, and what a scalp to get.
Botham's arrival really summed up the man. It really set the precedent for what would follow. The way he came in against Australia, who turned out to be his favourite enemies, of course. He took 5 wickets on debut, and the way he got his first wicket really summed up the man. It was a revolting long hop, and Greg Chappell, the kingpin of the Australian batting order, was the man he bowled it to. You know, any other day, Chappell would have carved it away through the covers for 4. He chopped it onto his stumps, and you know, you can't script that. You couldn't ever script anything that Botham did. He had this knack of putting his presence on a game, and you know, just taking people down with sheer force of presence. He could do that even on debut. He just was a remarkable character.
That's it, that's the 100, back with a square leg, that's the 100 to Botham.
Botham made his first Test century in early 1978 against New Zealand.
Got off to a flying start, 5 wickets in your first match, and then another 5-wicket haul, and then New Zealand 100 came, and then it just all seemed to happen so quickly, and it was great.
In 1979, Botham achieved the double of 1,000 runs and 100 wickets in Tests, faster than anyone in history.
He was larger than life. He never had a grudge against anyone. He'll try his backside off to knock you over. He liked to spend a bit of money to get you out, and he played like an Australian. He don't like to defend the ball and whatever. He went hard after the ball. He was great to watch. Fantastic player.
He's one of those guys that he just believes he can score the runs necessary, or take the wicket, or take the catch. He's so confident in his abilities that you know, he backs himself the hill.
A huge influence in this early stage of Botham's career was the English captain Mike Brearley.
Well, Brears, I suppose you'd say, was a little bit like a fatherly figure for me. We got on well, first of all, which I think is important. I think it was the Aussie boys who'd said that the thing with Mike Brearley is he's got a degree in people. And that really is a very good way of summing him up, because when you speak to him and meet him for the first couple of times, you can always feel his eyes looking straight past here. He's in here somewhere, seeing what's going on in there. He's a remarkable guy, but I enjoyed playing with him. He gave me a bit of freedom to express myself, and we used to have some quite good rapport in the slips.